Hello students, I am Anjum Sheikh and I welcome you all to my class. In previous classes, we have studied about the human male reproductive system as well as the human female reproductive system. Now in this video, we are going to study a very important event in the process of reproduction, and that important event is gametogenesis. You know that the primary sex organs, that is the testes in the males and the ovaries in the females, they produce gametes. The gametes are eggs. If you compare the size, eggs are much bigger as compared to the sperms. So the two types of gametes are produced, eggs as well as sperms. So the process of formation of these gametes is called as gametogenesis. What is meant by gametogenesis? The process of formation of gametes is called as gametogenesis. In case of males, the process of formation of sperms is known as spermatogenesis, that begins at puberty. In case of females, the process of formation of eggs, it is called as oogenesis. So in this video, we are going to study the process of gametogenesis, in which we will be studying spermatogenesis as well as oogenesis. So first is spermatogenesis. The spermatogenesis, it begins at puberty. The spermatogonia, singular is spermatogonia, it is present on the inside wall of the seminiferous tubules. So this figure shows the section of a seminiferous tubules. In male reproductive system, we have studied that in the seminiferous tubules, the sperm formation starts. So this is the section of the seminiferous tubules. Inside the walls of the seminiferous tubules, the spermatogonia, they multiply by the mitotic division. See, these are the spermatogonia. If you see near the wall of the seminiferous tubule, see, these are the spermatogonia. Each spermatogonium here is diploid. Diploid means it contains 46 chromosomes. Some of the spermatogonia are spermatocytes which are called as the primary spermatocytes. Here, these are the primary spermatocytes. These are the spermatogonia. These are diploid with 46 number of nucleus. Now, some of the spermatogonia are called as the primary spermatocytes. They undergo meiosis. A primary spermatocytes completes the first meiotic division, leading to formation of two equal haploid cells. These are called as the secondary spermatocytes. See, these secondary spermatocytes are formed. See, primary spermatocytes, they undergo meiotic division to form the haploid secondary spermatocytes. They have only 23 chromosomes each. Then these chromosomes, these secondary spermatocytes again undergo second meiotic division to produce 4 equal haploid spermatids. So here the formation of spermatid begins. Here you can see the spermatids. These spermatids develop into the spermatozoa or the sperms by the process called as spermiogenesis. What is spermiogenesis? The process of development of spermatozoa or sperms is called as the spermiogenesis. After spermiogenesis, the sperm heads become embedded in the Sertoli cells. See, these are the Sertoli cells. The purpose of Sertoli cells is to provide the nutrition to the developing sperms. These sperms are finally released from the seminiferous tubules by the process called as spermiation. What is spermiation? The process by which the sperms are released outside is called as spermiation. The spermatogenesis starts at the age of puberty due to the increase in the secretion of the gonadotropin releasing hormone. In short, we write it as a GnRH. The increased levels of gonadotropin releasing hormone stimulates the secretion of two gonadotropins, LH, that is luteinizing hormone, and FSH, that is follicle stimulating hormone. The LH, that is luteinizing hormone, acts at the Leydig cells, and stimulates the synthesis and secretion of the androgens. This androgen is a male hormone. It stimulates the process of spermatogenesis, while the FSH, that is follicle stimulating hormone, it helps in the process of spermiogenesis. Now, what is the difference between spermatogenesis and spermiogenesis? Now, you know what is spermatogenesis? The process of formation of sperms is called as spermatogenesis, while spermiogenesis means the process by which sperms are released outside the seminiferous tubules. It is spermiogenesis. Now, let us examine the structure of a sperm. Here you can see the microscopic structure of a sperm. The microscopic structure of a sperm is composed of the head. See, this complete portion is called as head, neck, middle piece and tail. So, these are the main four parts of the sperm. First part is head, then here is neck, middle piece and tail. A plasma membrane envelops the whole body of the sperm. All over the body of the sperm there is a covering of the plasma membrane. The sperm head contains the haploid nucleus, the interior portion of which is covered by a cap-like structure. See, here is a cap-like structure. That cap-like structure is known as acrosome. This acrosome is filled with enzymes that help in the fertilization of the ovum. Means this acrosome is very important because it is filled with a enzyme which is useful for the fertilization of the ovum. Then the middle piece. The middle piece of the sperm contains numerous mitochondria. You know that mitochondria are also known as the powerhouse of the cell. Why? Because they provide energy. These mitochondria also provide energy to the sperm for the movement of the tail. This tail helps in the movement. The human male ejaculates about 200 to 300 million sperms during a coitus, of which for normal fertility at least 60% sperms must have normal shape and size, and for at least 40% of them must show vigorous motility. Here is the structure of the sperm. The sperms released from the seminiferous tubules. These are transported by the accessory ducts. The seminal plasma along with the sperms, it constitutes the semen. The function of male sex accessory ducts and glands, these are maintained by the testicular hormones, that is by androgens. So, this was all about the process known as spermatogenesis. Now, we have to study what is meant by oogenesis. The process of formation of mature female gamete is called as oogenesis. Spermatogenesis means the process of formation of sperms, while oogenesis means the process of formation of mature female gamete. It is called as oogenesis. Do you know that the female body starts making eggs at 9 weeks? Not 9 weeks after birth, but 9 weeks after conception. By the time it's 5 months old, a female fetus has made more than 7 million oocytes. By the time of birth, vast majority of these cells die. On average, a woman ovulates around 400 to 500 eggs in her lifetime. This is the diagrammatic sectional view of the ovary. Now, we have to study the working of this ovary. The gamete mother cell starts division. Now, see, this picture shows the sectional view of the ovary. Here you can see the blood vessels. So, the gamete mother cells, they start dividing and enter into prophase 1 of meiotic division, and it results in the formation of primary oocytes. See, these are the primary oocytes. Each primary oocyte gets surrounded by a layer of granulosa cells. See the difference between oocytes, and then this is called as the primary follicle. First, the oocytes are formed by the meiotic division, then these get covered by the layer of cells, layer of the granulosa cells. So, it is called as the primary follicle. this primary follicle gets surrounded by more layers of the granulosa cells. Then it is called as the secondary follicle. See, this is the layer of the granulosa cells. So, this is the primary follicle, while this is the developing secondary follicle. Then this secondary follicle transforms into the tertiary follicle showing antrum. What is antrum? The fluid filled cavity in the follicle is known as antrum. Then it matures into the Graafian follicle. It further undergoes the developmental changes and it develops into the Graafian follicle. Then this Graafian follicle, it ruptures, means it breaks down to release the secondary oocytes or ovum. See, once again, first step is the gamete mother cells, they start division and they enter into the prophase 1 of meiotic division. So, there is formation of primary oocytes. Then these primary oocytes get covered by the layer of the granulosa cells. Then they are known as the primary follicles. Again these primary follicles get covered by the layers of the granulosa cells. So, they start developing to secondary follicles. Then these secondary follicles, they develop the fluid filled cavity. So, they become now tertiary follicle showing antrum. What is antrum? Antrum is a fluid filled cavity in a tertiary follicle. Then it develops into Graafian follicle. Once the Graafian follicle, once it gets matured, it ruptures or it breaks open. Here you can see the broken Graafian follicle. It ruptures and it releases the secondary oocyte called as ovum. Now here you can see the structures. These structures are known as the corpus luteum. What do you think? What is meant by corpus luteum? See, corpus luteum is a hormone secreting structure that develops in ovary after ovum has been discharged. It degenerates after a few days unless pregnancy has begun. Means it is necessary for pregnancy. See this structure, corpus luteum. It is a hormone secreting structure that develops in an ovary after ovum has been discharged. But if there is no pregnancy, then it degenerates, means it gets destroyed by the ovary. Now here we can see the comparison between spermatogenesis and oogenesis. Now see, the first stage is called as the multiplication phase. The first stage is multiplication phase. In case of males, the spermatogenesis begins at puberty, while in case of females, the oogenesis begins during their fetal life, means when they are in their mother's womb. At that time, the process of formation of eggs or ovum begins. See, this is the first difference. The spermatogenesis begins at puberty, while oogenesis begins during the fetal life. At this stage, the chromosome number per cell is 46. Here you can see these are the diploid cells, 2n. Then they undergo mitotic division forming primary spermatocytes. See, these are the primary spermatocytes. These are formed by the mitotic division. Then these primary spermatocytes undergo the meiotic division, first meiotic division. So, they form the 4 cells, and these cells, they undergo again second meiotic division, as well as they undergo differentiation resulting in the formation of sperms. So, this is spermatogenesis. Now see, oogenesis. The first stage is multiplication phase. It begins during the fetal life. Then at birth, these primary oocytes are formed. After mitosis, such primary oocytes are formed. Then polar body formation takes place. During the adult reproductive life, such cell as well as the second polar body is formed. This cell develops into the mature ovum. So, this is the differentiation phase. Now, we will distinguish between the spermatogenesis and oogenesis. First is location. Spermatogenesis occurs entirely in testes, while oogenesis occurs in the ovaries. If we consider their meiotic division, in spermatogenesis there is equal division of the cells, and in case of oogenesis there is unequal division of the cytoplasm. Here you can see the unequal division of the cytoplasm, where there is an equal division of the cells or their cytoplasm. Germline epithelium is involved in spermatogenesis and it is not involved in the oogenesis. The gametes produced. In spermatogenesis, 4 gametes are produced, while in oogenesis only 1 gamete is produced along with 2 to 3 polar bodies. Size of gametes. The sperms are smaller than the spermatocytes, while ova are larger than the oocytes. See, here you can see that the sperms are smaller than the spermatocytes, while this ova is bigger than the ootid or oocytes. Then timing. The process of formation of sperms is a uninterrupted process, means it goes on after puberty. There is no interruption, while in oogenesis it takes place in arrested stages only. The spermatogenesis begins at puberty, while oogenesis begins in the fetus, in the prenatal stage of life. The release of sperms is continuous, while the release of ova is monthly from puberty during the menstrual cycle. The end, it is lifelong process, but it reduces with the age. The spermatogenesis is a lifelong process, but the count of sperm reduces with the age, while oogenesis terminates with menopause. So this was all about the very important event in reproduction, that is gametogenesis. In next video we will be studying about the menstrual cycle. Thank you.